What is up, everyone? Welcome back to No Cap Space. Tyler and Shawnee here with I will call this an emergency video. It's also not really a post-game show.
It's kind of an emergency.
It's kind of an emergency video. We're recording this right as you get back from putting boots on the ground in Atlanta for a massive game between the Atlanta Dream and the Las Vegas Aces. I mean, insane. First off, just in terms of the weight, this is probably the biggest game of the season so far for both of these teams in terms of just like positioning and things like that. Obviously, the Aces going to win this game. A'ja Wilson goes and does A'ja Wilson things, continues to do so. 34 points in this game. And the Aces continue their win streak and are now the number 2 seed in the WNBA. And that is a major story point here, Shawnee. But in your boots on the ground coverage, I think you brought us our biggest story of the night.
Yeah.
And so I will, before we show this clip, I'll let you kind of lob it up and also make sure you're tapped into our socials so you're in the know immediately as soon as this stuff goes down. But you were in the post-game press conference with the Atlanta Dream, and Rhyne Howard said something that I think people have kind of been thinking for a while with Atlanta and their crowd and fans, but no one said it directly. It's kind of just been there. Lob this up for me, and we'll run the clip officially.
Right. So, Ryan was asked, I think, about the third quarter. I think that was the question. Honestly, I blacked out as I was recording, so I was like, hey, yo. But yeah, no, she was asked, and, she was sitting on that because you could tell she was sitting on that and she felt that in her chest. And it's like, for context, it wasn't just A'ja. Like, Chelsea Gray gets a 4-point play and the crowd goes crazy. I think it was Jewel hit a 3, crowd going crazy. Like, you got people cheering for the Aces, and it's like the problem isn't so much that people came out to see A'ja and like use that as an opportunity. To me, it's like you have Renee Montgomery, one of your owners, on Twitter the other day, calling them play cousins and it'd be your own family. Yeah, and it's like this. Every year, this has kind of been seen as more of like a family reunion. And then this year, they come into the game and they're actual stakes because they're good this year. They want to win a title. So it's like, I think what she said is kind of setting the tone. Like, we are championship contenders. Yeah. We have to act like it from top to bottom. That includes our fans. So like, if y'all want to be starstruck and want to go stan other people, okay, but like letting it be known, I'm not with that, and I 1000% agree.
Yeah, well, let's run the clip. Let's hear it directly from Rhyne herself. Again, you can find this on the No Cap Space social, so make sure you're tapped in across the board so you're seeing this as soon as it drops. But yeah, let's run this clip and let's hear it from her herself.
To try to compete and have a great game. Obviously, there are runs, but this is a challenge. Like, we rely on our fans, and when they pick and choose who they want to cheer for and come in and make it feel like a away game for us and a home game for the other team, it's easy going to run like that. Especially with playoffs coming up, like, you want to come see Gamecocks? We have Gamecocks on our roster. The last game, we had MVP chance for one of our players. Don't get here and switch up because of one player. And yes, we do make mistakes, but it's easy to lose momentum when you have other people cheering against you. So that's hard to do.
There it is.
And I want to say something about it now, listening to it verbatim, because again, going back to like, oh, well, A'ja's here and a lot of people don't get to see A'ja because, she's so far. Get your money up. That ain't her problem. But like, also, Atlanta fans, you need to compete because Leash goes to the line. I think it was fourth quarter. It was fourth quarter. Leash goes to the line, and literally one person starts chanting MVP, and then another person half-heartedly joins in, and it was like the saddest thing. And it wasn't like, oh, we can't decide if we want to be quiet while she's shooting, or if we're gonna try and chant. It was like nobody was joining in. A'ja goes to the line. And a whole
it erupts. You heard it on the broadcast. You actively hear it like very loud. Like it sounds like a home game. Like through and through, it sounded like a home game.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, even if Asia bust in fans, because it's like my parents typically come to this game because like it's the Asia Wilson Foundation has a bus and people from South Carolina, like, you know, come to the game and da. So even if that is happening, the people that are there for the Atlanta Dream that have the jerseys on and claim to support them, you got to do something to counter. Like, you got to start cheering for your MVP. You can't let somebody come in and big dog you like that. Because the thing that really kind of stuck out to me was like Asia showed no mercy tonight.
None. So it's like stone cold about it.
She's stomping and bucking and screaming and hyping up the crowd, and it's like, hey.
I mean, she plays like, and that's the thing, is that it's been like this for years in Atlanta. Like honestly, I'm kind of surprised it took this long for it to be commented about. Again, it's been a thing that's kind of just been like lingering there, and like again, like, and we were kind of talking before, like, I don't disagree with anything Ryan said, but this is kind of like she's not wrong, and yet this is also a truth of like, this is the only place that Gamecock fans can go and actually see Asia Wilson, just due to there's literally no other teams in the South at all, at anywhere. So like, this is the only option, but it doesn't change
like
what Ryan said.
Like, I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, because like, what happens in the playoffs? Now you're like, oh, this is
because that's second round match.
Yeah, bro, second round. This is the only chance I have to see playoff Asia basketball. So now, sorry guys, because it's like, at what point do now we get the support to make a championship run? If your support is conditional, what am I supposed to, like, I'm supposed to be happy with that? Like, well, yeah, she's the bigger name. Like I get it. Like, everybody understands it, but it's like, no real competitor wants to hear that. And that's what I think is missing, because it's like, you know, I'm a Gamecock Aces fan. So to me, I'm like, we worldwide, baby. Like, what's up? But it's like, I can turn my Stan brain off for like 2 seconds and see, like I was telling you before we started recording, if Fee pulls up the Michelob Ultra and Aces fans like let them get run up off their spot, I'm calling them names. Like, I'm saying rude things about the people that were there for not fighting back. Like, fight back. That's it. That's really it. Just fight back. If you are outnumbered, it is what it is. But fight back. That's it. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I mean, and to pull up another one of your social clips, I mean, the love Asia was getting was crazy. Like,
and this is when I turn
this down. The screams are so loud. Goodness. Like, this is her running off the court in Atlanta, and this isn't just an Atlanta thing by any means for Asia Wilson, but like, in the context of everything else that's happened tonight, you see all the A1s there, you see everyone just holding out their shoes, hoping to get signed. Like, this is like, I put a tweet out and basically said 34 points, you get the second place. This is before even the Ryan quote. Like, the MVP chance in your place. This is an all-time walking your trap type of game. Like, this is an all-time walking your trap performance from Asia Wilson. And it wasn't even, again, anything incredibly new, but you just had more stakes on it than it ever has at one of these Atlanta Aces games in Atlanta. It just hasn't had stakes like this before.
Yeah, and this is when I turned Stan Brain on.
There you go.
I had Squid Man. I was like, that's the closest we're going to get to Michael Jackson. Like,
okay.
Bruh.
If you say so.
I saw somebody faint. You wasn't outside, man. But no, it was incredible to see that. And it's like, that you can't really stop. It's not too much you could do about that. Right, but it's just like, during the game,
during the game is crazy.
Like, it's like, you need to be chanting defense as often as possible. You need to be chanting, like, you need to be doing something to gas your team up. And like, not just get overpowered by the other, by the other person's fans. It's really that simple to me. But nah, Asia made the decision that we going home with this win.
Yeah.
And like, we had another social clip. That's why you should follow No Cap Space on all socials. She was shooting threes to end her shoot around pregame, and that concerned me for the Dream. Because they
were going down too.
Hey, I was like, hold up, brother. The ghost of Bill Lambier has finally been exercised.
Yeah. And it translated into that game. It did.
And then she was operating from behind the arc and like starting her, stuff from 3. So if she wanted to pull up and shoot, she could, and she did, and she hit some. And if she wanted to drive, she could, and she did. And it's like, yeah, she was acting unusual tonight.
Yeah. I do want to talk about the dream a little bit from a broader perspective. But I two things. First off, this MVP race, it just keeps getting closer and closer because this is a hell of like a statement game. Just again, you're continuing to win streak. The stakes are on the line. The motion that was present, like it's all part of a storyline and everything, which is important with an MVP case always. If you don't have a story, making that case is part of the case. Not even say that she's in the lead necessarily, but like it's increasingly exciting. Like both players is giving you exactly what you want. Like Fee returns, does her thing. Asia goes and does this. Like this is incredible hoops right now down the stretch. Like not even picking a side on it. But I do want to ask one thing because I saw like when, in response to our social media clip, and I wanted some more context to someone that was there, boots on the ground. Obviously Rhyne didn't have her best game tonight.
Correct.
And I didn't take the clip as her like blaming the loss on the crowd or anything. I didn't take it like that. I saw some people kind of jumping to that on social media, just from like a larger like press conference perspective, like in terms of whether it be Rhyne specifically or the players and like whoever you want to kind of speak on, like in terms of kind of taking ownership for this loss. Like how did you kind of take that vibe, and then we'll kind of move into the dream from a larger perspective there.
Yeah, like she said a couple times, like, yeah, we needed to do things better. We needed to play better. There were things we could have done. So she wasn't saying like we lost because our fans are stupid and they took the air out of the stadium. She was just like, she was understandably upset about a lack of support because up until that third quarter, the Dream were in it. The Dream were doing everything they needed to do. There weren't a lot of wasted possessions. They were defending well. They had a lead. Like, they went into the half like looking pretty good, and then things get kind of choppy in the third quarter. So yeah, she didn't shoot particularly well, but there were people that were cooking, like Bree Jones, who was sitting right next to her. And so it's like, all right, bet. I'm not saying y'all gotta like rah me. I'm not doing that well, but like there are people here that are cooking. We do have somebody that we still consider our MVP candidate. Like you can't just say like, no, you're having a bad third quarter because that is a fair weather fan. If you just like stop cheering in the middle because things aren't going your way, like I get where she's coming from. So she never, it didn't come across as like, this is why we lost. It's just like, in order for us to win a championship, certain things have to change and we have to have a killer mentality. That was really the tone I'm getting from everything she said in the press conference. Because even when you the other clip we have on our socials, you gotta follow it, man. We be getting some stuff. But like she said, when you mention the top teams, you have to say us.
It's great that you mentioned that because guess what clip I have ready to go? Like
fire that baby off.
Come on now. Let's ride. Let's hear from Rhyne herself about it.
We have to like capitalize, like Bree said, but we're not in a position anymore where we talk about top teams and not mention ourselves. We're already doing it.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like, we're not an underdog anymore. We're not some scrappy mid-major that's just happy to be here. Like, no. We up until like tonight, we're the second best team in the league. And even still, we're the third best team out of 13 teams. Like, we're still them girls. That this loss does not negate that. They have wins. They beat the piss out of the Mercury. They beat the piss out of New York. They've beaten Minnesota. They've beaten who else? Vegas is the only.
Vegas is really the only team they haven't been able to beat, and the problem is that that's where they're headed to in a second round matchup right now. That's where the roads are leading.
So it's like I get and I like that. The confidence wasn't shook, and the question, I can't remember what the question was. No, I think it was one of those like, what is playing the top team shown you or something like that. Please, I'm paraphrasing. I'm also like, yeah. So it's like, well,
basically we're right there with them. That's exactly anything below that as a response would be problematic, frankly.
Exactly, and that's where I keep like people aren't really because a lot of people that are like saying things and arguing with me in my mentions right now, they're Aces stands. So I'm just kind of like, again, like if I'm sorry, bro, but like if he can't come in to Michelob Ultra and nobody do anything, that's we gotta have a conversation. You know, like y'all gotta wave your rally towels because they gave out towels tonight. Like they had towels in the seat.
That's news to me. I feel like I didn't see a single towel.
They were pink, so it didn't really.
Okay, that didn't. Yeah.
It's so, but it's like still do something.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah. Well, in that kind of mentality of do something, I'm glad someone on the Dream finally did. Like this is the first, like these Rhyne quotes is like the first to me aspect of like true fight and like we're a contender that I've seen from the Dream all season. Like yes, like they have certainly won games. They are certainly a good team. But we've talked about this before, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Like we've talked about like the attitude, like in the seriousness, if you will. Like I'm not sure exactly the word, but like it's always just felt like there hasn't been like that lock in from this Atlanta Dream team. Like there's very rarely that feeling of like, oh, okay, this team is like they're doing it right now. Like they are serious and locked in.
I think it just looks kind of different with them because like half your team is introverts, so they don't like talking and like being around people in the first place. And then the rest of your team, like they're fun-loving extroverts. So they're like, you know, bringing the introverts out of their shell and what have you. So it's like they've been competitive. It just looks different because like, again, the way they treated Phoenix, New York, Minnesota, like the New York game showed me something I needed to see. Because yes, you're shorthanded, but you still have a very talented 5 in your starting lineup if you're New York. And Atlanta did not play around with their food. They took care of business emphatically. Like didn't like, oh, we took our foot off the gas and then it got scary and they took care of business from start to finish. So that to me, like that is signs of a competitor. Sure. That is signs of a contender. So this is the next hurdle and the next hump to get over that we still kind of need to see. But like up until now, the questions that we've been asking, they've kind of been answering it. And then even in this, somebody coming and being pissed off. Because if we go back, the Aces have not lost since that ridiculous, god-awful Minnesota bludgeoning.
Yeah.
And Asia gets in the press conference and was like, yo, if you ain't with it, don't come tomorrow. We don't need you. We don't want you in it. So I'm kind of like,
I'm hoping that has a similar effect here. Like, because that's what I've kind of been waiting for personally with Atlanta is to see something like that. Like we've kind of even had the talks like who is the emotional leader on this team. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be an emotional leader, but just to have someone again where it actually feels like you're pissed off and like like this.
And I would imagine like if she's telling us this about the fans, because that's the message she wanted to get out. She probably said something in the locker room because it took them a good minute to get the players did to get into the actual press conference. And so I would imagine something was said to her teammates in the same regard, like, yo, we got to lock in. So that to me is exactly what I needed to see from this. So if you don't win the game, win another battle.
Win the press conference, baby. Win the press conference.
Hey, win
the press conference. Yeah. No, I'm with you. No, I'm again like this to me, like this next game, honestly, like I don't even know who they play.
They play the Wings next game.
Okay, well, you know. Let's look at the rest of their schedule.
I mean, that's a test.
They actually have their schedule the rest of the way is actually really easy. Dallas at Connecticut, Sparks, Connecticut at home, and then they end at Connecticut.
Yes and no, because Connecticut, like I said,
in comparison, is what I'm really getting at. But Connecticut is not an easy team by any means. Like you gotta go win that game. Like you're not like Dallas, you might be able to just go do your thing.
You might have some help.
Yeah. But no, Connecticut, you gotta go win that game.
And then even
right
with
and LA is the same way.
Yeah, even with LA, like they're not.
Because they're fighting for their playoff life.
Should be, but it's also like you got Rakia cooking, you got Kelsey Plum trying to, prove herself as A1, and it's like, this is gonna show them something too.
So I'll put it like this: after tonight, and after hearing that, I don't really want to see a loss during this stretch. Like, and I know that, you know, like I want to see like genuine dominant wins, because like you can do that against these teams. You can also lose against these teams 100%. But like I want to see that level of like, I want to see the level up after this. Like if we're gonna get like kind of a bit of a shift in mentality a little bit, which I think is certainly possible after that Ryan quote, similar to, as you mentioned, the Aces with that Asia kind of post game. I want to see that during these games, and I hope from an Atlanta perspective, like to become that contender that they have the potential to be. That is what I'm looking for. And again, maybe that's a bit like subjective, you know, but like I just they haven't given off the energy of a contender this season to me, and even when the wins and the record stack up. And especially against Vegas, it's always Vegas is the game where I'm always like, dude, what are we doing here? Just in terms of like the mentality and the energy and everything, it has consistently been that, starting from the very top of certain people on Twitter. Family reunion tweets is insane.
Yeah, like
it's absolutely insane. But Shawnee, let us know. I know you got some more dream. Your boots have been on the ground with Atlanta. I know you're gonna be there locked in. So let us know if we're dropping this again. We're recording this late at night. This is coming at you on the YouTube early in the morning. I know you got a piece coming from this game, correct? To nocastbasewb.com.
Yes. About the actual game, because there was an actual game played. Things happened in said game. Some good, some bad. So we're gonna break it down just like we did Minnesota, just like we did New York, and we'll go from there.
Hell yeah! So make sure you're tapped in, nocastbasewb.com, and of course, again, the socials, because this is where all this stuff has been. You can already be tapped into the conversation before we even sit down to record. So make sure you go and do that. You're in across the board, the website, the socials, and of course you're on the YouTube, where we are on the way to 5,000 subscribers, and we are going to be live a whole lot when those playoffs start. So make sure you're subscribed. You hit the bell. There's a lot more people that think they're subscribed and watch and might not realize that they're not subscribed. So make sure you're subscribed. And until next time, we'll talk soon.